You're now rocking with the 134 Smash Podcast, uncut and raw. You're now rocking with the 134 Podcast, uncut and raw. You're now rocking with the 134 Podcast, uncut and raw. You're now rocking with the 134 Podcast, uncut and raw. You know Smash, about to have it on Smash, about to test it with the presses. Hope you dudes and you chicks going past on go mode, so you can't stop it. We let the fans shoot, so pick any topic. My bro Yvonne, yeah, he been a dawn, live from the X, been putting that ish on. Don't even try the hoonies that let it fly. The corner store, Obama don't play about the homie ride. Talk about A1s, been loyal from day one. What I know about the horsemen? What? My four brothers, I'm speaking for them. I'm leaving you gems, so I hopped on this beat like Kevin the Rim. This here, perfect timing. Cash Ruger, that's who rhyming. We shining like new diamonds. They sharper than new liners. We ready, we on timing. You tune think you on timing. You know where to find us from Bristol to Lyman.
Welcome everybody. This is the newest podcast on the network, 134 Boyz. My name is Rasan.
I'm Ty. I'm Yvonne.
We are all proprietors of this podcast. We are no way experts, but passionate and curious observers who are willing to discuss topics. Our podcast will be a variety of topics for the public, which covers current events, life purpose, sports, entrepreneurship, music, finance, friendship, health, relationship, entertainment. Our goal is to target an audience of listeners of different ages and groups. On today's episode, we're going to talk about life after divorce and I guess it's like relationships after you break up. Stuff like that.
How y'all fellas doing?
Good money, man. Good money, you know.
Good. What's going on, y'all?
We good.
All right. So right now, Kev's going to drop in a little late. He had a little emergency, so he'll be with us in a few. We're just going to start this off. Here we go. So got this topic. I mean, how important this topic is to, do you think, or is to people, you know, life after divorce? So many people get divorced so soon. Relationships don't last as long as they used to, they say. So just gonna pick your brain and see what y'all think.
Yeah, it's the new way now, man. It's like you before we go. Tell you hit me twice.
Nah, you good.
Yeah, it's the new way now. Like you know, you don't want to. People scared to get married. You know, you don't want to be like in a relationship mad long, and then you know you feel like you're wasting your time. So that's probably making people nervous. People scared to get married because you know days is over. They're trying to hang in there, and we're gonna do it for the kids and stuff like that. It's too many options now. I mean,
Right.
people, yeah, social media like you know. A chick throwing divorce. The next second, people in her DMs. You know what I mean? Or you know, a dude be looking like I'm outside. Like, his DM is going crazy also. So it's not how it was how it used to be. You know what I mean? So a lot of people like you know, and like I said, I don't think marriage is what it used to be any longer. Like with that, like that word used to be a big deal. So question is, you know, how do you make that serious again? So people don't get divorced, you know what I mean? So, I mean, you don't want to go through a divorce or a long breakup because, you know, you don't know what's going to happen after that. It could be all type of bitterness, you know, especially if you got kids and all that stuff. Like, yeah, it could be nasty work, you know what I mean? It usually don't end up people being cool with each other, you know what I
mean? Right. So let me ask this then. What do you think causes most divorces?
Sometimes finances.
Finances, that's good.
Big deal.
Yeah, because finances is probably number one for a lot of people. And again, this is just my opinion. You know, I always say, you know, because I went to the Justice of Peace to get married. You know, I always felt like if I would have spent all that money, I would have been getting married and then hustling so hard that I couldn't focus on the marriage just to make that money back, you know, and it probably would have caused problems. I could be wrong, but that's just what I was thinking, you know. But money is good. Money, what do you think, right?
Yeah, sometimes money turns out to make the relationship you know, I guess some girls nowadays. I'm not saying all. They want to get married and they want somebody to be the breadwinner. So it takes a strain on a guy sometimes trying to take care of everything, take care of the family, the house, and it's a lot of work. There's a lot to put into it. So I know a few people who got married and divorced because of finances and stuff. So I know that's probably one of the reasons a lot of people get divorced, finances.
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Finances plays a major part. Like I said, if you're not financially stable, you go crazy. You know what I mean? And then you got somebody else that you got to take care of. Kids come in. I'm thinking, yeah, finances probably finance. When I got married, a lot of older guys was telling me like the key to your marriage is, you know, don't go broke. Basically, it's like, yo, don't no woman can depend on no man if he ain't got nothing. I mean,
Right.
so once you lose your hunger, she gonna look at you like less of a man. I mean, yeah, finance is a big deal.
Thing you might think it'd be people. I think eating.
It's a big deal.
That's a big deal, right?
Well,
Eating.
it's not how it was when we grew up. Like the media, man, it's too easy. It's too
Too easy to
Yeah.
easy,
cheat. Too
huh?
easy to cheat.
Yeah. Now,
Oh shit!
no,
I would
if
thought
you,
it's too hard to
Yo,
cheat,
if you
nigga.
gonna hit niggas,
Niggas,
girl, just expect
yeah,
niggas to hit your girl.
it's too hard to cheat. You anywhere you go, it's cameras. So how the hell you possibly could cheat? Like,
no, I'm saying it's back in the days you had to put like
oh, okay, I got you saying.
you had to like now it's like somebody go on your DM. As soon as you put I can't take this no more. Like somebody is right. How you feel? Like that's just next thing you know you talking to somebody. Back in the days, like you didn't have that option. You had to handle your business in the house. I mean,
So you think it's just a lot more temptation out now than
temptations. Yeah, it's because like I said, like it's you got to. Like I said, marriage is not for the weak. I said it last week. Ty, you said it. It's not for the weak. Like you got to be mentally prepared because you know even the females, Ty, they see the ring on our finger, but that don't stop them. I mean,
that don't mean nothing to
Oh yeah,
nobody, man.
definitely.
That shit don't mean nothing no more.
math.
I always say it got to be you or the person to say, you know what, I'm not gonna do it.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes when you see a ring, that be the ones you want to go after, though.
I'm about to, I'm about to tell. I'm about to say
like yo,
the
how long you been married for? They be like 13 years. I'm like, all right, yeah, I got this one. This gonna be an easy one.
Yeah, because you know why? It's always if you don't have your marriage tight and strong, it's always a weakness in that shit. So somebody could come and just say the regular. It don't got to be off the wall. So just regular shit
regular.
like, yo, you don't look happy, man. What happened?
That's
That's how
all
it
it
start.
takes.
Hell yeah,
What you
hell yeah.
going through? You know, I
You
got you.
got
Let
the
me get you this drink.
you got the janitor at McDonald's piping your wife, nigga, because all he said was, "Yo, you don't look too happy." You know what I mean? And that's all it
Word.
takes, man.
When
You
she
know what I
start
mean?
confronting him, telling him all the business and shit, that's
Yep.
it. That's it.
Next, you, next,
And
you know,
now niggas be slick. They want to be friends at work and shit. Like, they be like, we mad, cool. How you doing? Tell them about their problems and you tell them about, and then that's how it start.
and then next, you know, Nick call the phone. Nigga like, "Yo, get out of here, nigga. Yo, some of your feet stink, nigga." And then now you look like, yo, shorty telling him all your secrets. You know what I mean?
We gotta call her. Hold on.
Call from Monica.
Oh, they hung up. That's somebody named Monica.
Yeah,
They
but
hung up.
yo, call back where you are.
Monica called.
Yeah, call back. Speak your piece. You know what I mean? We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
But what's so we have finances. You had cheated. What's the third one? You guys think?
Hold on. They calling back. Hold on.
Hi, hello.
Is Monica?
Yes, it is. It's Monica.
You guys can hear Monica, right?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing?
What's up, Monica?
You hear me?
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear
we hear
you.
you.
So what you think?
Hi.
What you? Yeah, I'm sorry.
And so I'm getting some feedback on. So I'm gonna turn the earpiece off. I think you guys are right on the head about the reasons for divorce. I mean, because I had to think about this because you guys are right on the head about the reasons for divorce. Are you getting feedback?
Yeah, we can. You got? Are you watching us while you talk? Because if you are, you got to cut it down.
Okay, let me do that. Okay, so basically, I was thinking because I went through a divorce, but before my divorce, I literally tried to kill my husband, and someone told me I didn't remember that I tried to do it twice. And the first time I forgot about it because
Monica, sorry
I
to
tried.
cut you, Monica. Not to cut you. You said you tried to kill him.
Yes, I did.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
you was talking kind of fast. We didn't want to hear that.
Okay, okay. Let me do a little backstory real quick.
Yes.
I was away from my family, went to college, met a guy, got married, got pregnant, did the whole thing because, back in the day when you grow up in the church, you can't be pregnant and not get married.
Huh?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I was away at school. I wasn't, because I'm from New York City. I wasn't in New York anymore. I was away from my family. So I was like in his city. So things weren't going right. He went on disability, but I'm the type of chick, New York girls, we're going to hold our man down. We're going to do what we got to do to get you right so we can be doing this together. But that didn't work. He decided he liked disability money, this and that and the other thing. Meanwhile, I'm pregnant, have another child. I have one child already growing up, and I'm like, this is not working. So he decides, best option sometimes is to go gamble, make some money. Then he started fooling around with women, getting money, and I was like, I'm not down with that. So I'm working like 3 to make stuff happen.
Right.
So I'm like, because that's where I come from. City girls, we got to hustle. If you ain't going to do it, we're going to do it ourselves. And I had 2 boys. I was trying to make them, true men. I was trying to make them more positive men where I was living at. Because in the city, it's hard for black men. So I'm working and stuff like that. So he pushed me to the edge to the point where he would take the money and not pay bills. And they talking about cutting this off, cutting that off. And I'm like, okay, this is not working. So meanwhile, I had 3 jobs, working with 2 good companies, had life insurance, this and that. So I said, I got life insurance on him.
Hold on.
This will work.
So you had life insurance
All
on
right.
him?
Yes, I do. Divorce. I still have life insurance on him.
Damn. Okay.
All right. So I'm like, he got to go. He got to go. This is the one I forgot. And I was like thinking about poisoning him. But thank goodness there's some SNAP program. Go, yeah. So I'm watching them SNAP shows, and I see how women get caught from that, and I'm like, no, I don't want to go to jail. I said I love myself too much. I got 2 boys, can't go to jail. So I was like, okay, we're going to try and figure this out. So I'm trying to work it all through and this and that, and then I was like, okay, I could do this. Let the boys grow older, and not once through this entire time did I demean him or talk bad about him in front of the boys, because I know men need fathers in their life.
There we go.
Right.
Okay, so this and that. Meanwhile, I ended up getting sick, and I had to go to the hospital. And they had to do a little operation, this and that. I was like, okay, great. Come and pick me up. He sent my youngest son, who just got his driver's license, to pick me up from the hospital.
God,
that told me you don't disrespectful, you don't give a shit about me. And then at that point, I was like, oh, you done, nigga. That's it. You are done. I said, I can't be in a relationship with someone who doesn't respect me, give you all of this respect. So I'm plotting. That's the thing about me. I like to do things, and I'll make decisions, and I'll plan it. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to get caught. I started seeing a fight. And she was like, this now. And then she tried to give me drugs. I'm like, okay, I'm talking to you. I don't need drugs. So I was setting it up because I was going to hit him with my car. I was going to run him over with my car.
Wow.
And make it sound like, oh my God, I didn't see him. I didn't see him. So the night that I was going to do it, I called my sister. I said, Joe, you got to come up to New York. She's like, why? I said, you have to come visit me in New York. I mean, not where I was, because she's in New York. I said, you have to leave New York and come to me. She's like, well, I can't get it to you fast. So she's like, she's pushing me. Why? So I'm going to do it. She's like, what are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? I said, I'm going to kill him tonight. And she was like, yo, you can't do that because one, I can't get up to you that quickly. And now you just made me an accomplice because you told me what you're going to do. And I was like, damn it. Why did I just would have to say, I need you up here for an emergency. But you know what? That's God telling me, you know what? You need to talk to your sister. She calmed me down. She put me down. She was like, okay, you can't do this because you love your kids. You love yourself. You can't do this. And she said, yeah, you might get away with it, but then you might not. Because like I said, I was setting it up that I was going to a psych and I was doing this and that. So I'm a little planner. I will plan something to the T till, it works out. So I stayed with him. I said, you know what? As soon as my youngest graduates high school, I'm out of here. I'm going back to New York City. I can't be here by myself. I got to go back to my roots. So as soon as my son graduated, walk across the stage, I already had plans. I had roots already in New York City. Called the company that I was working for because it was global. I said, I'm moving back. Can I get a job? That they was like, yes, you're a really good worker, blah, blah, blah. I went to a store up there for all new furniture that I went to deliver it this day. And when you deliver it, you're going to put it right into a U-Haul. Called, because I still have ties in New York City, called the lawyer. I said, look, I need these papers drawn up. I need them by this day. So when that day comes, he's going to get them while I'm driving to New York. And that's exactly how I did that. As I'm driving to New York, the divorce papers are coming to him. And by the time I got to New York, he had them. And then he called me, talked about, you want a divorce? I'm like, you don't even want to know the half. I was ready to kill you. This is the best way to do it. But again, all of this with divorce, I could tell you my divorce was bad communication. We weren't on the same page. To be in a relationship now, you have to be on the same page, you and your partner. If you're not on the same page, there's going to be problems. Finances, if you guys aren't talking about finances, that's going to be a problem. And then fidelity. Hey, giving him some. I was like, you know what? I don't want no part of you. I'm done. At that point, so then again, he's going to go where he needs to go to get what he needs. But I was more focused on my kids, getting them straight, getting them good.
Thanks for sharing that. I'm kind of lost for words.
Yeah, that's
So I'm trying to get my thoughts together. Right? So what was your breaking point, right? Like when did you realize, like, you know what? Because it didn't just go, or maybe it did go from 0 to 100, right? Like when did you realize, what year of the marriage that you start thinking that way, that you needed to take him out?
My oldest was going to take him out
Well,
when I was going to kill him.
yeah.
Oh,
Wait, when I was going to kill him,
Allegedly.
Yeah.
not for dinner. It was when my kids were younger. My kids were like 7 and 8. They were younger. So I dealt with him all the way until my youngest graduated high school.
So if you don't mind me, how long were y'all married? And was this like at the end of that?
Well,
First question is, how long were y'all married?
okay. Because my son graduated high school, it would have been 18 years.
And in that 18 years, this is what, year 18 when you start thinking like that? Or is this like maybe year 11?
No. This was before 18 years of marriage. The 18th year, I was packing up to leave. Like I said, when my son graduated high school, I was bouncing. I was like, I'm not going to torture myself with this anymore. So that's why I put all of my life into my kids. That, like I said, when I tried to kill him, it was when my kids were like little. That's why I was calling my sister, said, come get them, because they're babies. If they were older, I would have been like, you know what, hop on the bus and head to New York City. But they were babies. So after that, I just focused. I became focused. I said, look, he's not shit. He's not going to become shit. He's not going to be on the same page as you. You trying to do stuff for your family. In the meantime, my kids kept them out of it because I didn't want them to be a part of what was going on. I didn't want them to drag into it. As they got older, they knew what was going down, though. They could tell dad is messing with this one and mom. And so as they got older, they was more protective of me. So which is kind of a good thing. But then they have a really bad relationship with their father. But that was not my doing.
Right. So,
question.
Right.
Yeah, you got it.
So yeah, like for you to go to that point where you wanna, allegedly take somebody out, right? It gotta be like to the like for you to come around and still smile in that person's face with your mindset of like, yo, I'm trying to take you out of this world. Like, what was like? So you felt like you was like had like it was like an out of body experience, like how you was feeling.
Okay, wait. What was the end of that question?
No, like you was feeling like, even though because you still had to be around the person, and you was planning this in your mind, like if you look back at it now, you look like, do you think like you was like an out of body experience, or like how you feel now about it?
It was probably an out of body experience. It was a motivating experience for me because, like I said, I had my boys and they were my motivation. With him, I kind of just blanked him out. I said, "You're just a man with my name on a piece of paper right now, and you know what? I'm going to keep you like that." And half of the time, he wasn't even staying at home. And then when he was home, I was going to work because I was working 3 jobs. I made it to in my life that I didn't have to see him as.
Right. So when you noticed that he was cheating, what was it like? Because I'm still trying to get to the point of where you kind of, I don't want to say lost it, but you kind of just got into that mode of like, I want to take this guy out. Like, did you like see, like you came home and there's a woman in your bed, something like that? Like,
No. What? I didn't get to that moment until he sent my son to pick me up from the hospital because I was with him, went through his surgery, everything. I took money out of my pocket. He was trying to do some basketball stuff and he was trying to do a business and I put money into that. It wasn't like, and then I didn't see anything coming back. And then he started treating my kids. And I think really when he started treating my kids like shit, like their birthdays would come up. He wouldn't buy them stuff. For another pushing point that really pushed me as my youngest that graduated high school, he wasn't even there for his high school graduation.
so
yeah.
My family came all the way from New York City up where we were, my son's graduation. And then that's when I already knew.
Oh no, you gotta kill that nigga.
So it was,
Wow.
yeah, so I was like, I'm done. I'm like, I put everything in there. There were so many situations that he had put me in. So I would be on your phone for hours telling you all the different situations. And it was just, they built up, and I said, okay, I'm going to work through it. But once I made that decision, okay, you're not going to keep working on that marriage. You're going to work on your kids, make them successful, and let them get to a spot where you're comfortable and you could just roll and go. So that's what I did. Both of my kids end up playing ball overseas, all this kind of stuff. They're very successful in what they're doing in life right now. And as a mother, I'm like, I did what I needed to do.
So would you say you felt in this relationship, obviously you were hurt, but you felt used? Because that's what it sounded like. He used you a lot to make some of these things happen for him, but wasn't.
Exactly. Yeah, I felt used. You hit it right on there. I felt used. And I'm like the type of person, I'll give you my all as long as you come back. When I need you, you there. I got me, I got you. And that was not what was going on with this marriage. But now today, gravy. You know what? I went through a whole phase, after my divorce. I was like, okay, I'm going to be single for a while. So I was like, I'm going to be like the United Nations. I'm dating every race out there. And I did that. And let me tell you, I didn't cross Jamaicans off. I didn't cross Skins off. I didn't cross the Tanyas off. I said, y'all niggas crazy. I am not dealing with that. So it's like, you go through a period after divorce, and while I was doing that, I'm gonna be honest. I was talking to a chick. I had to say, how can I get, because now I'm a predator with guys, because I would tell guys, you just not one night stand. This is not happening. We're not making a relationship out of it. And when you tell guys that, they don't appreciate that. They want to be like, well, what's wrong? What's wrong with me? They want to have a relationship. And then I'm like, no more. Don't call me, Damn. So I had to understand what's wrong with me and what kind of relationship that I want. Because it can't be based on physical, attract. It can be based on physical, but that can't be the only thing. So moving forward, finally I am in a relationship. It's been like 14 years now, but I can say I can't marry him for some reason.
Why
you never want to get married again?
I'm
You never want to get married again?
I think that is exactly because he's a great guy. And you know what I did? I made it like a whole business thing. I said, you know what? Before I married you, you got to have 10 grand in the bank. I got to have 10 grand in the bank. And then we got to have some other money on the side. And I made it a whole business transaction. And he comes to me one day and goes, I got my 10 grand. I'm like, shit.
So, he wants to get married, but you saying you're avoiding that.
I'm literally avoiding that because you know what? He's a good guy. He's really great. He got like 5 kids, but he's never been married. But he's an excellent father, and that's one of the things I love about him. He put all his kids through college out of his pocket. I was like, yo, he's a really good guy. He has my back and stuff like that when there's a situation.
He sounds like he hit all the points that you like.
Mm-hmm.
But what's
it's just I don't know. Maybe it's the fear of failure.
So you showing the relationship? That's what you're thinking.
I believe it. And again, now I keep making it a business decision. I'm like, you know what? We're older now. Sometimes it's just better to be separated because as older people, when you get Social Security, you get this much when you're married. I keep making it a business decision, kind of thing. But again, I'm like, yeah, I want to be with you, but then I don't. So I don't know. It's a hard thing, but if you've gone through a marriage that kind of puts some trauma in your life.
Yeah. And that's what we basically talking about. We want to hear. I'm happy to talk about the after effects and what it did to you because, like I was saying, after a long relationship or you invest into somebody, it's hard to move on and trust somebody else again. Even with marriage, you feel like I'm getting married one time, I'm not gonna get married again. So it's good that you're talking about after that you got to go see somebody and you're being honest. You know what I mean? Because people need to hear that. It's no joke after marriage. Especially if it ends on a bad terms like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. Exactly. Because I hear some of my friends who have been divorced, they're like, well, next time I get married, I want a guy that has this, that, and other thing. And I'm like, but what you going to bring to the table for his marriage? Because it can't be all about the man. And I'm like, oh my God, I sound like a man when I talk.
No,
but
it's true. It's true. I mean,
but it's true. Mm-hmm.
You wanna. I know the world make people think like the man has to do it. Well, I'm not gonna say everything because this is a place for the man, is a place for the woman, and both parties need to find that space and work with each other on that, right? When it's just one sided. Especially now, I mean, everything's so pricey. Unless you got boatloads of money, you might not even, because that's what it comes down to. Financially, can you provide and do the things that the woman and yourself want to do? But if that money is not there to do those things, it causes a lot of stress.
Right.
Yeah. So I think, and again, I'm no expert, but I just think you gotta, like you said earlier, you gotta be able to communicate with each other, and marriage take a lot of compromising, right? Because there's a lot of things that I probably didn't like that I had to learn to like because my wife likes those things, and I'm pretty sure she had to do it on the other end as well. But it takes a lot of work to be married. Like he was saying this is a one-stop thing for me. So you try to make this work as much as you can. But if it didn't, which I hope I never go down that road, but if it didn't, I'll probably be in the same boat as you. Like, I'm not getting married again, Maybe because I'm a little bit selfish, but that's just how I see it.
Yeah. You are selfish. And I admit it. I am selfish. I admit that. So, like I said, I'm gonna just say this: before anybody gets in a relationship or they just coming out of a relationship, they gotta take a serious look at themselves. Because if you don't, then you're gonna go into another relationship with that same bad baggage, and it's gonna end up in the same result.
That's the key. I mean, we left out communication. Well, communication probably number one thing.
It is.
It's probably number one thing because that simple stuff people don't know how to do, and it turns into like arguments. You know what I mean? Or turns to like something small could be talked about. Next thing you know, y'all over there going crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah, like as far as my marriage, I mean, like I'm coming from outside. You know what I mean? From being outside. I know how to communicate, like, do it my way, you know what I mean? And my wife, like, nah, we ain't doing, we gotta come together, you know what I mean? Like you said, Ty, 50-50. So that was my problem, like, I've been doing stuff my way for so long, you know what I mean? So now I gotta compromise and, you gotta give in. It's sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice in marriage, like, it's gonna be things that you don't wanna do, that she wanna do, or stuff that she likes, that you don't like, you gotta sacrifice. So, like you said, marriage it's a beautiful thing, but you gotta work. You definitely gotta work, and I don't wanna ever feel like I'm about to off my wife. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pat it down, because it was so funny, because I was talking to somebody. She was like, "You did try to kill him twice. Do you remember?" And I was like, "Oh my God, you're right. I forgot about the first time." But it's like now I can laugh at it. And then one day I told one of my sons, he's like, "You really was going to do that, Mom?" I was like, "Yeah," because they're older now, so I let them know.
So,
yeah, that's why now everyone's like, "Do you have a relationship with your ex-husband?" I was like, "I have nothing with my ex-husband. My kids are grown. I don't need to talk to him. So it is what it is." And my youngest son, he loves his dad, so he keeps in communication with his dad and stuff. He was like, "Yo, Dad has lupus." I was like, "You know what? Sad for him." And I'm like, I'm not calling him. I'm like, it's just.
But again, I mean, I don't want to downplay your story, right? Because I'm pretty sure that was very traumatizing. But I'm still trying to see where, like, because to actually want to kill somebody, you got to go into a dark space inside yourself, right? Like, you got to become cold, like, to get to that point. So I'm trying to see, like.
But the thing is, hurt people hurt people. So she's hurt, so she want to hurt somebody else. Like,
But she want to kill a guy, like that's.
You don't understand. People can push people to a dark place, because you can say, like, if just imagine if a woman gets on your nerves to the point you want to shake her because she won't shut up or something. It's the same thing. But if you're constantly getting nagged, getting pushed, things ain't working right every day of your life, and you're working hard, you're already pushing that person. It just takes one little thing, which was like I said, when he disrespected me while I was in the hospital sending my youngest son. I was like, this man don't give two shits about me. And that's right there. When that happened, the love, everything, it was gone. It was like, now we plot. And I mean, it's not like it's an overnight thing to build that kind of hate and disregard of someone. I don't see, unless you're a psychopath and you like to, kill people or kill things. Psychopaths will just kill without remorse or without thought. On the other hand, I was hurt. And with that hurt, he kept putting on top of it, put on top of another problem, this, that, the other. Lights is getting cut off. This one, you're not paying rent. He's not coming up with the money. I have to come up with the money. he's not doing this. Meanwhile, I got two boys I'm trying to go send to, Italy for a camp in Italy because my son got the opportunity. So I'm like, yo, I got to get money for that. I got to make sure he has rent. He got to make sure he has food to eat. I worked at a fast food restaurant just so my kids could eat dinner at night.
And you say
I had 3 jobs. I had one at a major retail, like a Macy's type store. I worked at a fast food restaurant, and I worked in a bank.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like daytime bank. The evening would have been the fast food, overnight fast food restaurant, or the retail store. It was like I had no choice but to make sure my boys was good. I was all about my boys, and I didn't understand why he wasn't about his boys. That was another part that kind of crushed me, and I was like, "What? He don't give a crap. I don't give a crap about him. I got to make things happen for them."
Right.
So it's not like you said, you can't understand how someone is willing to kill somebody. That pushed you. You've never, thank goodness you guys have never been pushed to that point.
Yeah,
You've never been pushed to that point.
Not to kill a woman, but no, I get it.
You've never been pushed to a point where you want to physically hurt somebody.
You
thank God that you've never been there.
Yeah. It happened. I mean, not to the point where you like, yo, I'm gonna get in the car and I would like back up and thank God we didn't do it. First of all, I mean, thank God we didn't do it. First of all, because right now, if you'd have been sitting in the cell, right? Say if you'd have been sitting in the cell, how you would have felt right now? You would have felt bad, right? You said no?
I don't know.
She said she don't know.
Honestly, I don't know because it's a what if,
Mm-hmm.
It's a what if.
Remember, she thought she might get away with it, because she planned it out.
Right, did.
So jail wasn't an option.
Sure did.
Thank God you didn't do it because you want to find somebody else and you want to move on with your life. And, thank God you didn't do it.
So one other thing that could be 1A or number 2, if you want to say, trust is another factor, right? You got to have trust in that person. Because that's the only way it's going to work. Communication and trust.
Right.
You can work everything.
And my marriage trust was broken. It was broken. There was no trust there. It was gone. It was gone. But yeah.
But thanks for sharing that story. It caught us.
Real.
Yeah, that was real. Yeah. But I appreciate you for sharing that, Monica. Thank you.
Damn, killer.
So you have a good night.
Good night, Monica.
You have a good night and good luck with the new relationship. Well, it's not new, but the relationship you in.
Good night, killer.
Thank you.
Yeah, you
That's
played
not
too
funny.
much. Nah, she was funny.
It.
That was funny.
There you go. If I was killer, I know what all of y'all look like. You don't know what I look like.
That's true. That's
Get
true.
out of here. Get out of here.
All right, we're going to get you out of here. We're going to get you out of here. Have a good night, Monica.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Wow.
Nah,
that was...
what?
I mean, what's your thoughts about that, Rob? What you thinking?
That was crazy. I wasn't expecting nobody calling something about killing their husband and shit, but I mean, some people get pushed to certain limits.
Yeah.
I'm scared to get married now.
Two times at that.
Word. Yeah. I don't remember you about to kill somebody.
It's crazy. This dude just chilling there, not knowing that he's shorty by the offer. You know what I mean?
He like, here the spaghetti. We got glass and
she said the poison and everything. Yeah, so
that's crazy.
Yeah, so that's why I said I don't know if I gotta stay where I'm at, man.
Yeah. I mean,
I know what I got over here.
People say that, like the people say that they see that I had a conversation about when they, people saying that they see that red light.
Oh, they see all red,
all red, like
blood or some shit, yeah.
You ever seen that red light before, bro?
Nah, not me.
We got another caller. Let me see what this is.
Hello?
Is this Poochie?
Yeah.
Hey, Poochie, what's up?
Hey, I'm sorry. Did I miss it?
No, we on now. We just got off with the first caller. You our next caller.
Hi, guys.
How you
Hey,
doing? How you been?
hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Poochie, how we gonna forget you?
I don't know.
You from the hotel?
It's been a long time.
You from the hotel, the Bristol Hotel? Come on, man.
Exactly.
Cut that out. Cut that out. Yeah.
Mr.
Oh man,
Hotel.
and that's Poochie. That's me. That's me texting you, inboxing you, getting all that together. All right,
Lambert.
Lambert. Yeah. It's me.
That's you texting me. You said.
Yeah. That was me. Like trying to fix everything, get everything together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I remember. I'm sorry, guys. I know you said like 9:10, but then I just
No.
got in.
Don't
No,
worry
you
about it. Don't worry about
perfect.
it.
Like we just ended our first call. She had a very interesting take and situation that ran a little longer than we expected. But so let's just jump right into it. So what is your take on the topic? And
Well, I guess the reason why I spoke to you was what you were saying about, from the last episode when you were talking about why, I guess it was more geared towards why men are kind of testing women or something like, I don't know. I don't remember the exchange, but either way, the topic at hand, I just recently came out of a relationship that was about 5.5, 6 years. And my perspective, that's actually after my son's dad. Like my son's dad and I were engaged, married, whatever. And then I got into a relationship with somebody that lasted up to about 6 years, and we just broke it off like a year ago. And to be honest with you, I think the thing that stands out to me the most is that, especially when you already have children and then you go and introduce your children to another male and,
right.
individual into your home, and that person then leaves, is this creating an abandonment issue for the child or children. I think a lot of times people don't even think about the fact that as individuals, we come together and we break up and we do whatever, and we're all adults and we decide to go our separate ways, and the kids have the residual. The kids are the ones left wondering, why is it that, for lack of a better term, why is it that nobody stays here? And they don't they don't make it seem like, that happened to my mom. It happens to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
They internalize it, and it becomes, what role does the child play in the fact that these long-term relationships are over or these divorces are over? And I think that if people thought a little bit more about the situation that they were creating for the people who have no say, they might reconsider some of the things that we're doing. Now, for me, I wish I could say that I would stay just to make it so that the child didn't feel that abandonment issue. But it was one of those things that became, it's better for him to not have a masculine energy in this house that's still treating his mother than to have somebody here just for the sake of having, somebody, or him experiencing that, or him not feeling abandoned, and then him having to unlearn certain behaviors that he learned from this person. So that's really my take on it. I just wish that a lot of people considered when they're getting into relationships with people, especially when there's kids or when they're getting out of relationships, how those relationships affect the children.
Right. So let me ask you this, Poochie, being that you brought it, which is true. We sometimes we forget about the children, and they're the ones who mostly affected by this. What did you do to kind of help guide your son, right? What did you do to help guide him through that situation? Or what did you do? Or are you still doing?
Well, it's a rock and a hard place, because you don't want to coddle your child, especially when you have a boy. You don't want to spend smothering him with love because he's losing out, or he feels like he's on a losing end, or you think that he's suffering from abandonment issues, which they do. They can't vocalize that or whatever. So I go through this back and forth between, am I doing too much protecting him, or too much coddling, or too much trying to make sure that he's good in every aspect? Am I taking on this more, of a mother-father role, which winds up being that. As a single mom, I do wind up playing good cop, bad cop all the time. And he has to experience me in those different. But I spend a lot of time trying to figure out
if I'm giving him enough love and enough guidance for what he might feel like he's missing. He has interactions with his dad more so now than before, but I still feel like he lacks a lot of male attention or masculine energy. And it's really, to be honest with you, I would hate to be the person to lie and say that as a single mom, I can't provide what he might be lacking.
Right.
I just can't. I do my best, but I can't.
Got you.
Honest, be honest, because a lot of females will say, I can raise a boy into a man, but it's very important he's your father. Or you need a male role model, so to raise the kids. So
some kind of yeah.
Yeah,
I
male
think
role
that
model.
women lie to themselves when they say that they can raise a boy into a man. There's never no way that I'm going to be able to provide for him the things that a masculine energy would provide for him. There's no way that I could be good cop, bad cop, and him see me as, he's going to at some point maybe even grow into resent me of the fact I wasn't able to show him what it was like to see a woman love properly. I couldn't provide that male energy to show him that I don't have to be bad cop. I get to still be the soft mother that he likes, that hugs him and kisses him, and not the mother that's got to punch him in the chest because he's not listening. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think that that's possible for me to acknowledge that he needs certain things to thrive in this way. Now, did I make the decision to get rid of or remove myself from situations that was showing him the wrong masculine energy? Yeah, I had to, unfortunately. But do I wish that I had the right masculine energy to help me? Absolutely. Do I think he'll be lacking when he grows up? I think that there'll be things that he has to learn instead of things that he has to unlearn. And that, I don't know, it's a toss-up.
So, Poochie, I respect your take on that, and trust me, I agree with mostly everything you're saying. But maybe you should, think of it like this. Maybe he won't be like blame you or look at you kind of side eye because of the situation. He might grow up thinking, well, my father messed up, he didn't do the right thing. As long as you explaining to him what's going on, I don't know how his other side is going to be, but as long as you be honest and truthful, I mean, and lay that, you'll be able to live with that, whether you have one parent or mother or one father with no mother or both parents, it can always turn out to be something that we not expecting, right?
Yeah.
So there's really not a right way or wrong energy. Yes, you can have two parents and one parent could, their energy or both parents' energy could be off and the kid grows up the way he grows up, right? But I would say this, if I could give any advice, and again, I'm not an expert, but if I could give any advice, keep doing what you're doing, love your son, and make sure he know you love him. And everything you do, no matter what, he will always recognize that. So you're doing a good job. Yeah, it's hard raising kids in this world today. It's different from when we were growing up. Even though people would say, well, we grew up where mental wasn't even a thought. You can have a mental episode. Like you had to, especially if you're a boy, you had to be tough minded about everything. So yeah, it's no right or wrong. I think you keep doing what you're doing and just keep loving your son,
Well, I appreciate that, but let me just ask y'all a question. I don't know who may have been raised by a single mom or who wasn't. But if you were raised by a single mom, did you have a point in your life where you wondered how do you reflect on the fact that if you had a masculine energy around you or a father in the home, that you would have better relationships with women in general? Do you think that plays a role? You don't think that plays a role at all?
Well, I'm gonna speak on that because I didn't have a father in the home, right? But I had a lot of people that were male figures at points in my life that even though I did a lot of crazy shit back then, but as I grew up and matured, all the things I was hearing, it was like it was already a foundation set inside me that maybe in my younger years I wasn't showing, but I had it and I knew how to fall back and lean on that. So I have a different mentality than what I had when I was younger. So I just think, yeah, I mean, I credit my moms for a lot of things that made me it to what I am today and how I'm moving today. I give her a lot of credit. Probably I don't want to say more than I think, but because I think she deserved it. But I had friends that had father figures that can tell me right from wrong. I had people in the neighborhood that were male figures that were positives that gave me some good advice. Like D, he gave me a lot of good advice, right? Teachers, we had Mr. Harjon. He set kind of our foundation on a lot of things too.
Yeah.
So that works. Like they say, it takes a village to raise children. And that was my little village. Again, like I did a lot of crazy shit, but growing up and becoming a man now and having a family now, also helps you mature. But I mean, I hope that answered my answered the question. But I don't know if Rao or E want to chime in on that.
Well, my mom, she raised three boys by herself, so I mean, she did a great job in my eyes. And as far as like my father was around, but he wasn't like in my life, like living with me. So I picked up on a little bit of things when I was young and stuff. So as I have my kids, I just want to be a little bit better, like with mine, like being around and being like more in their life. And my pops was around, but he wasn't like in my life, like doing stuff with me, going places with me, playing with me and shit like that. So I mean, sometimes when you don't have a man in your life, a man figure in your life, you try to like, it's like myself, I try to just do better. Like I feel like I want to do better than what my father did with me, with my kids. So I mean, it's a toss up. So and as far as like females, like relationships, I've been in and out of a lot of relationships, but I think that falls on me. Like I don't know how my father and my mom's relationship affected me. Like you said, I knew people that was married, and when I was growing up, and I seen mothers and fathers together, but I guess like relationship as me being an adult, all that shit falls on me like my way. So I'm probably a selfish person, but it is what it is at the end of the day.
Then that's an honest thing. That's an honest way to look at it. It could be that you're selfish, but do you think that there's a possibility that if you had seen that in your own home and seen that dynamic between your mom and your dad, or just your mom and another person, and how she was loved and how she was treated, that would make you want to ensure that happens in your own family or with your own adult relationship?
Maybe I can't even say like if they was together and they was together like married, it probably would be different as like me being in a relationship, how I treat my lady or something, but I can't really say because it wasn't like that, so I can't speak on that.
I feel like there's a lot more situations like ours or like yours where there wasn't a man in the house, and then you wind up, just like I said, like my son might just go, I don't know what that's like, so I don't know if that would have helped. But I think when we look at it as adults and we see the people who do choose to be married, or not that marriage is everything, but who do have good relationships, who does curate good relationships between man and woman, or in the household, they generally come from parents or the likeness, like what I'm saying, like their parents were together, or their father was there, or their mom had a husband, and things were better. You tend to see that produced from that household, whereas the other side produces a lot of single-minded men, more selfish individuals who don't have that, didn't have that example and don't know how to create that for themselves.
And for me,
I feel also like you really had to, like you said, you had to like really experience, like just by me seeing it. Like my uncles got married, and one of my great uncle was married for a long time. but you got to be in that type of environment. You can't. You can just see it from afar, but you're not really learning nothing from that. You just see like husband and wife, but you don't know how you really supposed to treat a woman, stuff like that. So
Right.
you kind of right on that
And
part.
if I can speak on, I agree with Poochie because I come from, I have my mother and father in the house. They was married. Um, I seen my father with my mother 41 years before he passed away. So I seen him love my mother, you know what I mean? And I see my mother being loved on. So you fast forward to me getting married. I'm not knowing, right, when I'm married that, like, and I'm going not from the son, my daughter, she's watching, right? She's watching her mother be married, and we installed in her family, right? And we installed in her like, oh, I want to get married because my mother and father married, and I see how they are. So my daughter
Mhm.
at age 20, she's 25 now. She's married, and these young kids these days now, they don't get married. But for her to get
Right.
married, and she met,
No.
and that's because I ain't trying to brag on myself, but I'm a great father to my kids, and as far as me being a husband, I could be 120%. You know what I mean? But I'm like 99, so I'm almost 100. You know what I mean? but but she
Yeah.
sees the bar was raised with any man to come around her. The bar was raised because she see her father in her life. So and she had a great
Right.
husband. Thank God this man came and loved my daughter. But that's from her seeing me, her mother, in the household. That's what she wanted. So I definitely agree with if you don't see that in the household, especially as a young kid, you don't see love in the household. It's hard for you to get older and want that or know how to treat somebody. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to mimic something that you don't really see. I mean, you see it on TV, you hear about it. You might have, like you said, a relative, a close enough relative to where you know that they're married. You know that that's what people do. Like we all know what it's about, what the basics of it is. But actually seeing it, feeling it, experiencing it in your home, you don't really get the real of it, and you don't get to long for something that you didn't have or that you didn't experience, and it wind up producing a whole bunch of broken homes, and like the cycle continues because a lot of these men who are coming into relationships, and it's just whatever the scenario, a lot of people have good relationships that aren't married or whatever the scenario, it still kind of creates the same cycle. Like it keeps going, and you create more single moms who have the same issue. So then you're raising a son who has the same issue. And then he might create a single mom that has the same issue. And it's like this cycle that never really gets broken because a lot of people don't know what they're doing as adults. You get in relationships and everybody's just trying it out. Everybody's testing each other. Everybody's trying to see what they can learn or see, apply certain things that they might have picked up from somewhere else, see how that works for them. But they had no real hands-on experience, and that's what's really sad, especially today. People get into long-term relationships, and like I said, you leave a lot of these kids high and dry to continue the same cycle.
Yeah, I just wanted to add this because, growing up, I didn't think that wasn't normal, like to have parent in the house. I thought the opposite was abnormal, having both parents, because most people I'm with and hanging with and around only had one parent, right? So I think a mother, father, whoever's single, right, taking care of their children can instill a great mindset into how you can love a person, right? I mean, even though it might not be two parents, I don't always think you have to see it, right? You know what you love, right? You know how to protect what you love. You grow you learn to grow to love that, right? And so for me personally, again, again, I didn't have both parents in the house. My moms gave me a lot of love. My uncles gave me a lot of love. The people around me gave me a lot of love. So
No, but you won
I
out of
can't.
the you won.
Growing up, I didn't see that. Right? Growing up, I didn't see that. You, Kev, like even Rod, like I knew who his father was, and I didn't see. I seen his moms like raise them.
Yeah.
Right? Again, see that other parent there. Right?
Mm.
So it wasn't
No, I
abnormal
get it.
to see one
But
single family
you,
parent.
yeah, you had all your uncles. You know, you had your uncles with some great role models,
Mm-hmm.
right? Rob, you had your uncle. Rob had his uncles. You know, like you, even though you
Yeah.
guys, they Pops wasn't in, but you guys had like the male role models in your life. You guys still
Right.
had them around to be like,
Yeah.
yo, listen, yo, do this, yo, do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to help mold. Yeah, like my mom's can't do it by herself, but like my mom's even tell me like, yo, listen, I'm gonna
yeah,
get your uncle, try to scare me up and shit like that. So, nah,
listen,
definitely,
you
yeah,
dudes.
yeah,
And being outside too, the guys on the corners looking
Mm-hmm,
out,
mm-hmm,
like,
mm-hmm.
oh
they
yeah,
make sure, you good and you doing the right thing. And so I give a lot of credit, but I understand Poochie too, right? That's what's missing in these kids' life, the role models, the male figures, the programs that we was able to be in as kids, and people guiding you right, telling you what to do right and not wrong all the time. Like I probably had more people tell me right than wrong in my growing up in my young self, right? But so I do agree with you, Poochie, but I think that's what's missing. But for me, yeah,
One
I'm
question.
sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Pooh.
Well, you know what? I just want to say, I want to say that even though you might have had those role models around, right? Like my son, he's on 2 basketball teams. He has a coach. He has many coaches. He has a lot of male role models around him. That's a given.
Mm.
Those male role models aren't necessarily displaying how to carry yourself or conduct yourself as a partner. You understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
Like, you can teach a man how to be a man, play basketball. You can talk about the birds and the bees, but they don't then go on to tell you this is how you ensure that you build a business with your wife, or this is how you ensure that you have a stable family life. This is how you ensure that, your children aren't raised with the lack of, you not being here or there. Sometimes they are teaching you how to be a man in the sense of, let's say, little things like how to fight, big things, how to fight, how to carry yourself, what a gentleman even looks like. But sometimes you rarely ever get to see and how to be a partner, or how to, because that's, and correct me if I'm wrong, but as you get older, do you see the need to have a significant other in your life?
Yes.
Yeah, I see it. I'm gonna go back to that too, Poochie. I don't want to sound like I'm just disagreeing, but those are the wrong role models, right? Because part of teaching someone how to be a man is having those type of conversations. This is how you treat a woman. This is how you should treat your mother, right? Like back then, if anybody disrespected their mother in front of somebody, they disrespected somebody else's mother, that was a problem, right? That teach you how to, as a man, as a young man growing up, teaching you like I gotta respect the woman. Always respect the woman. I respect my mother. I respect everybody. Respect all women, right? So that's part of it, right? I'm not gonna say these are the wrong people for that because I don't know those people that coaching your son. That's part of it. It shouldn't just be about the birds and the bees, but
No,
it's just how to treat a woman.
I think she's speaking on.
Yeah, no, I get that. You can give somebody pointers on how to treat a woman. As a matter of fact, I can teach Bryce how to treat a woman. I can tell him that that's not the right thing to do. That's the appropriate. You should be holding the door, or you should be doing this. I can tell him those things. It's a completely different experience from actually seeing it with your eyes play out, right? Like I can tell you, don't smoke. And I could be standing there smoking. And you're like, but you're telling me don't smoke and you're puffing away. And this don't make no sense. There's 2 things that can happen. You can listen to me or you can try it out for yourself.
But you'll be the wrong role model.
You want the experience. Somebody's telling you about something. I mean, even if it's in a negative, or somebody's telling you in the positive, you should go out and get a degree. Yeah, okay. Do you have a degree? No, but you should do that. And it's like,
But let me ask
I
you
don't
this:
know why
Did you growing up, did you have both moms and dad in the home?
No.
How do you think you turned out? Because it works the other way. A woman
I
also
think
has
that
to, you know,
Yeah.
have that
No,
father
it
love.
does. You're right. You're absolutely right. It does work the other way. The only difference between men and women is that you still wind up experience a woman. I can experience a woman being unloved, and the negative effect that has on me is that I think that that's the way it's supposed to be. So then I wind up going into relationships or used to, because that's not my thing. I can look at my mom and be like, oh, she's in a sort of kind of relationship this week and a sort of kind of one this week, and nobody really stays in what I think that's just kind of what men do. So then when I grow up and I start looking for whatever, I'm going to wind up looking from an insecure place thinking men don't really stay. So I should worry about getting my money or I should worry about doing this. And if I have a kid, it's my kid. It's no big deal. And I approach relationships like she approached relationships. But there's a lot more desire and tenacity from women to curate a different type of household, to create a different type of environment for the child. Women happen to be natural nurturers anyway. So the fact that they would grow up and still see, even though I come from a single parent home, still have that same desire to have a husband. Mm-hmm. Whereas I feel like if men grow up in a single parent home, they don't have the same desire to have a wife.
Let you go.
You understand what I'm saying? Now you're right. When it comes to women being they're also should be held accountable for it. Like we also can be, it does produce a certain type of woman, especially. But I think it's easier for us to wanting that one thing than it is for men. I find that men from single parent homes don't generally desire marriage.
Probably, and listen. I think that you gotta be able to feel love to give love out. You know what I mean? If you, like you said, who's out here telling a dude how to really love a woman? They'll probably tell you how to treat a woman, but treat a woman is not telling you how to love a woman. You gotta see that. You gotta be taught how to love somebody. You know what I mean? If they telling you how to treat a woman, that's two different things. You know what I mean? And maybe they tell you, yo, spend money or do this, do that. It's more. It's way, as we know, it's way more than that. And if you're not seeing that, we don't know how to communicate with a woman. And I'm speaking about myself, just not understanding. And I had a mother and a father in the house, right? And they loved each other from day one. But they was old school. You know what I mean? It's not like. So I had to learn, I had to learn how to communicate and stuff like that. So my son could see me, and my daughter could see me and understand, yo, listen, my dad is showing me these stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like I agree. Can't. Pussy was honest. Can't no. I always said, can no woman raise no man? I don't believe it. You could try. He's still gonna need that. He's still gonna need that male role model in his life. And I applaud the ones who do it. Because listen, some of these men ain't shit. Just keep it 100. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. You can have both parents and one or two or both parents ain't shit, and the kid could come out.
Yeah, but that's usually the exception, though. That's the exception. You can have two parents in the home, and you could still turn out to be a trash human. Yes, we totally get that. But when it comes to actual relationships, is what I'm talking about, and the fact that we're on long-term relationships ending or divorces happening or whatever the scenario, I think that comes from the fact that a lot of people are spending their adulthood where they could be loving or in a fulfilling relationship, trying to learn what they should have learned from seeing in their home.
True, but I think
when they was young, we spending so much time in relationships as adults, long-term relationships, trying to figure out who this person is or what they really want, trying to figure yourself out. There's a lot of things that you should have been able to see and be like, you know what, my dad did that in the house. I didn't really like that. I won't apply that later on. But I know one thing, he never left the house. He never left my mom uncovered. He never had her out here looking crazy. There was no embarrassment. that's kind of what I want. And you learn how to model your life from that. Because let's be honest, let's take away relationships in general. Majority of what you learned when we were growing up is who you become as an adult. Either those things you repel when you grow up, like you like, I'm definitely not doing that, or you grow up and go, you know what, I saw that when I was younger. I definitely want to be that kind of person. So all of the things that we learn in our childhood, we grow into adults in spite of it or because of it. And if you're missing a piece in your life, that's a huge part of your life, because again, we all agree that it's important to have some kind of significant other or a partner in life, or as you get older, it's more desirable. If you don't see that and you don't see it properly, you're going to waste a lot of your adult life trying to figure that out. And sometimes you waste a lot of the time of another person trying to figure that part out too.
Coach, you probably like one of the few females.
I'm about to say that.
You probably one of the one females that think like that. Because females think, I don't need no dude. I can raise a kid of my own. So the way you talking is like, wow, because you barely hear that. But let me ask y'all a question. That's when you break up, right, with somebody who has a kid, and you form a relationship with the kid, but the kid ain't yours, but you ain't approach no more. What are you supposed to do?
You hold that relationship down. I think you gotta. I would hold that relationship down, because one, again, it's not the child's fault that things went left, right? Well, at least most of the time. And again, that bond that you raising a man, whether it's yours or not, you still helping raise that man. I don't think you should end that, because like we're talking about now here with Poochie, that connection, once you start establishing that connection, you can't just cut that off because you damage that kid, right? You
I don't
can
think it's that.
damage that.
I don't think it's that easy, because sometimes the female might not want you to even
Oh, that's
deal with
true.
the kid. It's not even about if they're a little older. Probably you could do that bonding or keep on with that relationship. But if they like 10 or 9, your old girlfriend probably like, oh no, we're not doing that. Like, you know what I mean? So you can't
And that
really.
goes to what he was saying, right? Like those are the Poochies in the minority with that, because those are the women that are destroying these young men, right? Or young boys. Because why would you disconnect that because you're not with someone anymore? What if you, I can see if y'all only together for a year or two, maybe, but if you 10 years in, 11 years in,
That's
that's
his down though.
damn near that man kid. Yeah, that's his
Damn
kid.
it.
Right. Exactly. But then, I mean, like he was saying, that is true. There's a lot of bitter women out here, depending on how you break up. Then they feel like, nah, you don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with mine either. Like, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have that kind of attitude too. And that's where everybody's maturity comes in. Because no matter why we broke up or how we broke up, this is why I said it's important that we consider the kids. Because whatever animosity I got towards you, that he was not around for that. As far as he knew, you were great. Right? And there's no reason for y'all not to continue that little camaraderie. Now, of course, it's probably going to fade its time out. You know what I'm saying? Like, my son knew my ex from the time he was, I'm going to say 5, 6 years old. He's going to get to a teenager and be like, yeah, he's not really my dad. I don't really got to call him every day or whatever. Or he might actually be like, you know what? I really like talking to him, or he really gives me advice, or he in my. So you can let that relationship run its course, but it's no reason for, because you broke up with me, you just leave the kid high and dry. But that happens a lot. And like he said, it happens too, because there are women out here going, yeah, nah, you don't fuck with, don't call my kid. It takes a lot of maturity on both parts. But this is the reason why I say it's important to acknowledge where you came from and figure out who you are before you get into these real deep relationships, because a lot of people get cut in the interim. A lot of things could go sideways, and now we can't even be mature enough adults to be like, oh yeah, you can call my son and say how you doing or whatever, or if you want to. I mean, you probably don't want to get too intricate and be like, I'm gonna stop by his basketball game, but it could be,
Pooch,
as long as there's no new man in my life or whatever, I guess, then you could do as much as you can, but at least a phone conversation.
But you said it toward the end. If you got a new man in your life, why does the one who was close to the kid have to stop now?
Yeah, I don't get that either.
Oh, he doesn't have to stop. No, he doesn't have to stop. As far as I'm concerned, he doesn't have to stop. But then there has to be some. Okay, so now we're going to take it to. There has to be some level of respect for the new person that I've allowed
Come
to
on,
come into
Eve.
our
No,
life.
let's
Right?
let's use our brain though. No, nobody gonna want to deal with no shit like that. So I'm
Nah,
not.
I can't
Right.
agree
That's
with
what
that.
I'm saying.
Nah,
Nah,
Well, yeah, Rob.
I'm
no.
just gonna lie to
But
you.
Poochie, you
If I'm gonna be real honest with you, I'm dead serious. If I was, and this is not on no like pick me shit. If I were a say late whatever kind of guy, and there was a girl with a kid in that situation, I don't want no part of that shit either. I would be like, nah, I'm good on that. But there's a lot of situations where this does occur, and you, as a woman, there's some things that you have to make sure that don't touch other things.
So
Like,
let
you
me
know, I
ask
like
you
there's
this,
people like
Poochie.
don't touch that side of this, and this don't
Poochie,
have to intertwine with this, but these things are taken care of.
but what kind of woman would deal with a man that ain't going to want to be like? Why would you even deal with a dude, right? If you don't want him to have no connection with your child, like,
that ain't his
But
real father.
but that
Why?
then why? If your kid is part of you, right? You gotta. You can't just say fuck with me, but leave my kid alone.
No, I just talking about like as far as like you, like if she had her ex boyfriend and now she with somebody else and she still letting the ex boyfriend
But
groom
how
her
long
son
was
and
that
shit.
relationship for? How long was that relationship? Maybe
Nah,
she was with that guy for a long
hold
time.
on.
He raised that kid. Now he got to stop
Y'all
because
Nah,
she
niggas
got a
bugging.
new
Rob,
boyfriend.
that's dry.
Yeah, bugging.
yeah, well, you can't come to
No,
all the
see,
basketball
but
games. How the new boyfriend?
What? Nah, Coochie,
Rob,
nah, you can't do that,
you know,
man. You
cause
bugging,
Pooch,
yeah.
now you
No, but
picking.
so listen, so hear me out. I'm just to be honest with you. Think of it this way: Homeboy's gonna have another girl too, and she's probably gonna have kids too. He doesn't have to come to all my basketball
Yo,
games.
no, it don't work like that. That's his kid, right? Depending on how long this relationship, that's his kid. That's like saying if y'all had a biological kid together, he just gonna stop coming around because you got a new man and he got a girl.
That's different. Biological
What?
Well, he can't
and is
Ex-
different. It is though. It's totally
around.
So
Ain't
different.
no
hold on,
way.
It's
but
totally
that's
but
different.
my
crazy.
thing is,
It's totally different.
but okay, but say if he been around the kid, right? And hold on, Rob. If she, hold
Y'all
on.
niggas wildin', man.
If Pussy saying think about the kid, how the kid feel, right? Say the kid feels that's like my pops. So no matter if you give it to somebody else, he's gonna like my pops. You have to think about how the kid.
Only if they older. Only if they older, man.
How, right?
You not doing all that shit. So if they 6 years, 7 years old,
Yeah,
it's still the
Might have
same
that
thing.
connection. They might have that connection, right? He probably was with them. Yo, the
6
more
years old, you
time you
wasn't with him
spend,
that long. It wasn't that
it's a
long.
long
6
time,
years.
nigga.
Yeah. So from
I
five
don't know.
to 10 or 11, Pooch's son knew this dude, and that's the age of forming, getting to a teenager. He know this guy, so he's figuring that's the guy I'm close to. So even if you give it somebody else, he's looking like, okay, you with him, but this guy basically raised me, so it's not
Right.
Only if they older. That's like 12, 13 is different from 5 and 6.
Nah, it depends on the relationship, right? And going back to what Poochie said, if that man is showing like I'ma still, even though I'm not with your mother, but I'ma still be there for you. That's what you want your son to see, like, cause everything ain't gonna work out, right? Sometimes you might have to split apart just for the greatness and the goodness of y'all mental. Right? But if he see you hopping from this guy to this guy or this girl to this girl, and he gets shitted on each and every time you change the guy or you change the woman, what is that doing to his psyche? I just don't agree with that. I think if the guy put in the time and the kid is open to it, the mom should be open to that as well. Not because she got a new guy, he can't come to the game no more. Like, what if he paid
Yeah, but I
for
mean,
that
you
shit?
have
Now
to
he
take
can't.
into
What if you want to come to the
you
house?
got to
What if you
take
want to
in
come to the
consideration
house? You come
everybody.
to
You
the
got to
game, now
take
you
in
want to come to the
consideration
house.
everybody though.
No, to come to the house is different because
Right?
you said
It's a
no,
mom.
you
It's a mom.
schedule that. You
Nah,
call before you show up because
nah,
now you in a
Nah,
nah.
relationship.
you can't come to the house. Fuck out.
You would come to the house.
Fucking
Come
out.
on, man.
Come to the house,
Y'all
man.
crazy, yo.
You wildin'. You come in the
I'm
crib,
coming to the house.
when you come to the crib, nigga on the couch playing with your girl son. Like, come on, that don't make sense, man.
You call before you
And
come so she can have them ready. I'm not saying you gotta
that's
chill.
that's crazy. That's why I say you got to take these things into consideration. Like I said, at this point, to be honest with you, I've already introduced one other man to my child that's not his father. I can't afford to do that shit again. That's not.
So
That's
are
not
you gonna settle with this guy? So are you gonna settle with this guy? Whether, let's say it goes left with him, right?
To be honest with you, I'm considering not dating until my child's 18.
Woo.
Not gonna lie.
And
Well,
how old is he now?
I'm
11?
not gonna.
I know my son is about to be 12
Shit.
in a couple weeks.
Well, you can always go to the guy house, Poochie. You don't gotta have him at your house.
Yeah, but I'm a full-time mom. I'm doing most of everything by myself. I probably should just, I've heard other women, I know other women.
Yahoo wanted to be a part of your son's life. That's why you're doing it by yourself. You choosing that. Unless you're saying the guy don't want to be bothered with him.
I wanted to be a part of my son's life.
That's what you said, right?
Nah, I never, wait, hold on. So the guy that I got rid of, the guy after my son's dad,
Yeah.
it's not that he was here. He was just a person that was here, right? And he was not necessarily all that hell bent on staying in his life. He actually faded away pretty quickly.
Okay, gotcha.
And it wasn't no animosity between us. It's just that's kind of the selfish kind of person he was anyway.
Gotcha.
The only reason why I feel like he and Bryce even got.
Yeah.
I think we lost her. I think we lost her. Well, Poochie, thank you for that, sharing that.
Appreciate you.
We lost you. Sounds staticky. Maybe I don't know what she was doing, but yeah. We had two. Good. What do y'all guys think about that before we
Good
wrap up?
talk. Good talk, man. The first one was unexpected, but Poochie, she had some good,
They had us thinking,
some good conversation, good topics you brought up. So that was cool. That definitely was cool.
Yeah. So Monica, Poochie, thank you for joining the show, calling in. Yeah, this was a different one for us. We enjoyed it. Maybe we need to do more topics like this. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, it was a good topic, man. I mean, the first one threw us off the loop. You know,
Yeah, man, she was
first
crazy,
one
man.
threw off the loop. Well, I mean, shout out to
Shout out Monica.
MK, not Michael Kors.
Yo, I don't no problem with you, though. I mean, I heard you say it earlier. I know how y'all
Not
look.
Michael Kors, Monica,
Yeah.
Monica Killer. You hear it?
Too. I see. I think I'm punch him in his face for you.
And Pooch, thank you for being transparent. You know, being truthful. Just keeping it 100. You know, talking truthful. You know what I mean? You heard the female. Stop thinking you can raise these boys by yourself, man. You heard?
And our other caller who called in, for calling in and sharing those things, and we were saying, you know, you guys made us think about a lot of stuff. I'm pretty sure the audience thinking they're gonna chime in when they're either gonna call us or bump into us and say what they say. But thank you, Poochie. It was nice speaking to you again.
Thank you.
Pooch, appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, call in anytime.
You want.
You, Monica, y'all welcome to call in anytime. That's it. We out of here,
Thank
right?
you.
Guys.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Okay.
Good night.
Like and subscribe, everybody. Like my man Ty always say, like and subscribe.
Yes. This for
Good night.
Right.
Good night.
Will do.
Yes.
Tune in. Go to YouTube, man. We're not gonna keep asking you. I'm gonna have Monica come kill you. Go to YouTube.
Yeah, you wild.
Go to YouTube. We on YouTube, man. Facebook Live, but we on YouTube. This is what we doing. I mean, four brothers. Just we do what we do. So Keep showing love. We appreciate the love, man. Keep showing love. We appreciate the love. On to next week, guys. On to next week, guys.
I've turned around, I've turned it down. I don't know where I'm going now. Think about it every once in a while.
Yes,
We
sir.
out of here. Salute. Kev, see you next
Yeah,
week,
Kev,
brother.
don't worry about it. Payback. My brothers, catch up.
You're now rocking with the 134 Smash Podcast, uncut and raw. You're now rocking with the 134 Podcast, uncut and raw. You're now rocking with the 134 Podcast, uncut and raw. You're now rocking with the 134 Podcast, uncut and raw. You know Smash, about to have it on Smash, about to test you with the pressures. Hope you dudes and you chicks going past on go mode, so you can't stop it. We let the fans shoot, so pick any topic. My bro Yvonne, yeah, he been a dawn, live from the X, been putting that ish on. Don't even try the boonies and let it fly. The corner store on Lyman, don't play about the homie ride. Talk about A1s, been loyal from day one. What y'all know about the horsemen? What? My four brothers, I'm speaking for them, I'm leaving you gems. So I hopped on this beat like Kevin the rim. This here, perfect timing. Cash Ruger, that's who rhyming. We shining like new diamonds. They sharper than new liners. We ready, we on timing. You don't think you on timing. You know where to find us from Bristol to Lyman. You're now rocking with the 134 Smash Podcast, uncut and raw. You're now rocking with the 134 Podcast, uncut and raw. You're now rocking with the 134 Podcast, uncut and raw. You're now rocking with the 134